Hello and welcome back, my friend. Before we start, let me ask you something simple. What do you truly like? And what do you quietly avoid? Not the answers you usually say, not the polite ones, but the honest ones. Because sometimes we don't say what we really feel. We say, "It's okay," when it's not. We say, "Anything is fine," when it isn't. And slowly, we become harder to understand, not just to others, but even to ourselves. Today, we're not just learning English, we're learning how to express something very real. Your preferences, your feelings, your voice, in a way that is simple, natural, and truly you. So don't rush. Just listen, breathe, and stay with me. Part 1. Why expressing likes and dislikes matters. When you learn a new language, you often start with basic sentences. I like coffee. I don't like noise. I love music. Simple, right? But behind these simple sentences, there is something much deeper. Every time you say what you like, you are sharing a part of your personality. And every time you say what you dislike, you are setting a boundary. In real life, this matters more than grammar. Imagine this. You meet someone new. They ask, "What do you like to do in your free time?" And you answer, "Anything is fine." It sounds polite, but it also sounds empty. Because people don't connect with anything. They connect with something real. Now imagine a different answer. I really enjoy quiet mornings, and I love listening to soft music while drinking coffee. Suddenly, it feels different. It feels human. It feels personal. It feels real. And that's the power of expressing likes and dislikes. It creates connection. But there is also another side. Many learners feel afraid to say what they don't like. They worry about sounding rude. They worry about making mistakes. They worry about being judged, so they stay safe. I don't mind. It's okay. Anything is fine. But when you always say yes, people never know your true feelings. And over time, you may even forget them yourself. Learning to say, "I'm not really into that," or "I prefer something quieter," is not rude, it's honest. And honesty, when expressed gently, is always respected. In American culture especially, people appreciate clarity. They don't expect perfection. They don't expect fancy words. They expect you to be real. So today, we begin with a simple idea. Your likes and dislikes are your voice. And your voice deserves to be heard. Part 2. Talking about what you like. Simple to natural. Let's start with something comfortable. Talking about what you like. Most learners begin with very basic sentences. I like pizza. I like movies. I like music. And that's a good start. Clear, correct, easy to understand. But in real conversations, especially in the United States, people often express their likes in a more natural and detailed way. Not complicated. Just a little more expressive. Instead of saying, I like music, you can say, I really enjoy listening to music when I'm relaxing. Do you feel the difference? It sounds warmer, more human, more real. Because you are not just naming something. You are sharing an experience, and that is the key. Step 1. Use different words for like. If you always use like, your English will sound repetitive. So let's slowly expand. You can say, I enjoy, I love, I'm really into. I'm a big fan of, for example, I enjoy reading before bed. I love spending time alone sometimes. I'm really into learning new things. I'm a big fan of simple routines. Each one has a slightly different feeling. Like is neutral. Enjoy feels calm. Love feels strong. I'm really into feels modern and natural. You don't need to use all of them at once. Just choose one that feels right for you. Step 2. Add small details. This is where your English becomes alive. Instead of, I like coffee, try I like coffee, especially in the morning when everything is quiet. Now your sentence has a feeling, a picture, a moment. Or instead of, I like watching movies, you can say, I enjoy watching movies that make me think. Now people understand you better. They don't just hear words, they see your personality. Step 3. Be honest, not perfect. Many learners try to sound impressive. They use big words, long sentences, complicated grammar. But real communication is not about being perfect. It's about being clear and honest. For example, I really like simple things like walking, listening to music, and just having quiet time. This is not complicated English, but it feels real, and that is what people remember. Step 4. Use your voice, not a textbook. Sometimes textbook English sounds too formal. In real life, people speak more naturally. Instead of, I like to participate in outdoor recreational activities, you can say, I like being outside. Simple, natural, easy to understand. And in American conversations, this kind of simplicity is often preferred. A small reflection. Let me ask you something again. What do you truly like? Not what sounds good, not what others expect, but what feels right for you. Maybe you like quiet mornings. Maybe you like busy cities. Maybe you like being alone. Or maybe you like being around people. There is no right answer, because your likes are a part of your identity. And when you learn to express them, even in simple English, you are not just learning a language, you are learning how to be understood. Take your time with this. You don't need to rush. Just practice saying a few sentences, slowly, naturally, honestly. And when you're ready, Part 3. Talking about what you dislike. Polite but honest. Now let's move to something a little more difficult. Talking about what you don't like. For many learners, this feels uncomfortable because we don't want to sound rude. We don't want to hurt anyone. And sometimes, we just don't know how to say it. So we choose the safe answers. It's okay. I don't mind. Anything is fine. These sentences are useful. But if you use them all the time, people may never understand your true feelings. And over time, communication becomes unclear. Step 1. Start soft, not strong. In English, especially in American culture, people often express dislikes in a softer way. Instead of saying, I hate this, you can say, I'm not a big fan of this. Do you feel the difference? The meaning is similar, but the tone is much gentler. Here are some natural ways to express dislike. I don't really like. I'm not a big fan of. It's not really my thing. I'm not that into. For example, I'm not really into loud places. I'm not a big fan of spicy food. It's not really my thing, but I understand why people like it. This kind of language shows respect, and respect makes communication smoother. Step 2. Add a little explanation. Sometimes just saying no feels too direct, so you can add a simple reason, not a long explanation, just enough to sound natural. For example, I don't really like crowded places. I feel a bit overwhelmed. Or, I'm not a big fan of staying up late. I prefer waking up early. Now your sentence feels complete. And more importantly, it helps the other person understand you. Step 3. Balance honesty and kindness. There's a balance you need to learn. Too direct can sound rude. Too soft can sound unclear. So we find the middle. For example, if someone suggests something you don't like, instead of saying, "No, I don't like that," you can say, "I'm not really into that. Maybe we can try something else?" Or, "That's not really my thing, but I'm open to other ideas." Now you are being honest, but also respectful. And this is very important in real-life conversations. Step 4. It's okay to have preferences. Some learners think, if I say I don't like something, people won't like me. But in reality, having preferences makes you more real. People don't expect you to like everything. In fact, when you express your dislikes clearly, people understand you better. They know what to suggest. They know what to avoid. They know how to connect with you. And that builds stronger relationships. A quiet truth. Sometimes, the hardest part is not the language. It's the feeling behind it. Maybe you are used to agreeing. Maybe you are afraid of conflict. Maybe you don't want to stand out, but your voice matters, even when it says, "I don't like this. I'm not comfortable with that. I prefer something different." You don't need to be loud. You don't need to be aggressive. Just be clear and calm. A simple practice. Try saying this slowly. "I'm not really into that. I think I'd prefer something quieter." Feel the rhythm. Natural, gentle, confident. That is the goal. When you learn to express both your likes and your dislikes, you are no longer just a learner. You are a communicator. Part 4. Sounding natural in real conversations. Now you already know how to say what you like and what you don't like. But there is one more important step. How to sound natural. Because in real conversations, people don't speak in perfect, complete sentences all the time. They pause. They soften their tone. They add small words. And these small details make a big difference. Step 1. Use natural fillers. Native speakers often use simple fillers to sound more relaxed. Words like, honestly, actually, I mean, to be honest. For example, honestly, I really enjoy quiet places. Actually, I'm not a big fan of big crowds. I mean, I like it, but not all the time. These words don't change the meaning much, but they make your speech feel more human, more conversational. Step 2. Show uncertainty. It's okay. Not everything is black and white. Sometimes you are not 100% sure, and that's completely normal. Instead of strong sentences like, "I like this," "I don't like that," you can soften them. "I think I like this." "I guess I'm not really into that." "I'm kind of interested in it." This makes you sound more natural, because real people are not always certain. Step 3. Mix positive and negative feelings. Life is not just like or dislike. Sometimes, it's both. For example, I like the idea, but I'm not sure it's for me. It's interesting, but I wouldn't do it every day. I enjoy it sometimes, just not too often. This kind of expression shows deeper thinking, and it makes your English feel more advanced, without using difficult words. Step 4. Use tone, not just words. The same sentence can feel very different, depending on how you say it. For example, I like it. If you say it quickly, it sounds casual. If you say it slowly, it sounds thoughtful. If you say it with energy, it sounds excited. So when you practice, don't just read, feel the sentence. Pause where it feels natural. Let your voice go up and down. Because communication is not only about words, it's about feeling. Step 5. Keep it simple. Many learners think, natural English blocks complicated English. But that's not true. In fact, natural English is often very simple. For example, instead of saying, I am particularly fond of engaging in solitary activities during early morning hours, you can say, I like being alone in the morning. Simple, clear, natural, and that is exactly how people speak in everyday life. A real-life moment. Imagine this situation. A friend asks you, do you want to go to a loud party tonight? Instead of saying, no, I don't like parties, you can say, honestly, I'm not really into loud parties. I think I'd prefer something more relaxed. Do you see the difference? It feels softer, more thoughtful, more natural, and more you. A small practice. Try saying this slowly. Honestly, I like it, but I don't think I'd do it all the time. Pause, breathe, feel the rhythm. That's how real conversations sound. When you start using these small details, your English changes. Not because your grammar is perfect, but because your voice feels real. Part 5. Real-life situations. Work, friends, daily life. Now let's bring everything into real life. Because learning English is not just about sentences. It's about moments. Small conversations, daily situations, real interactions with real people. And in each situation, the way you express your likes and dislikes can change slightly. Let's walk through a few common ones. Slowly, naturally, like real life. Situation 1. At work. At work, communication needs to be clear, but also respectful. You may need to share your preferences without sounding too strong. For example, in a meeting. I prefer working in the morning. I feel more focused. Or, I'm not a big fan of last-minute changes. I think I work better with a clear plan. Notice something important here. You are not just saying what you don't like. You are explaining how you work best. This makes your message more professional and more helpful. Situation 2. With friends. With friends, you can be more relaxed, more natural, more personal. For example, I'm really into this kind of music lately. I don't really like crowded places. Can we go somewhere quieter? Or even, I love trying new food, but I'm not great with spicy dishes. With friends, your tone can be lighter. You can smile, you can laugh, you can be yourself. Situation 3. Making plans. This is where expressing likes and dislikes becomes very important. Because decisions need to be made. Imagine someone asks, what do you want to do this weekend? Instead of saying, anything is fine. You can say, I'd love to do something relaxing. Maybe a walk or a quiet cafe. Or, I'm not really in the mood for something busy. I think I just want to rest. Now your answer gives direction. It helps the other person understand you. And it makes planning easier. Situation 4. Trying something new. Sometimes you're not sure yet. You haven't decided if you like something or not. And that's okay. You can say, I'm curious about it. I'd like to try. I'm not sure if I'll like it, but I'm open to it. It's not usually my thing, but I'm willing to give it a chance. This kind of language shows openness, and openness creates opportunities. Situation 5. Saying no politely. This is one of the most useful skills. Saying no without hurting the relationship. For example, thanks for the invite, but I don't think it's for me. I appreciate it, but I'd prefer to sit this one out. It sounds fun. I'm just not really into that kind of activity. You are still kind, still respectful, but also clear. A deeper thought. In real life, people don't remember perfect grammar. They remember how you made them feel. If your words are honest and your tone is gentle, people will understand you, even if your English is not perfect. A small practice. Try saying this. I'd love to join, but I think I need some quiet time today. Feel how soft it sounds. Not rejection, not negativity, just honesty, bringing it all together. At work, be clear and respectful. With friends, be relaxed and real. When planning, be helpful and specific. When unsure, be open. When saying no, be gentle but honest. These are not just language skills. They are life skills. And when you use them in English, you are not just speaking, you are connecting. Part 6. Common mistakes and how to sound more natural. At this point, you already know a lot. You can express what you like. You can express what you don't like. You can speak more naturally in real situations. But there is still something important to look at. Mistakes. Not big, serious mistakes, but small habits that make your English sound less natural. Let's go through them, slowly, clearly, so you can notice and improve. Mistake 1, using only like for everything. Many learners say, I like this, I like that, I like everything, again and again. It's not wrong, but it sounds repetitive and a little flat. Instead, try adding variety. I really enjoy this. I love this. I'm really into this lately. I quite like this. Even small changes. Make your English feel more alive. Mistake 2. Being too direct. Some learners translate directly from their native language. So they say, I don't like this. This is bad. I hate it. Grammatically correct, but sometimes too strong. In everyday English, especially in American culture, people often soften their words instead of, I hate it. Try. It's not really my thing. I'm not a big fan of it. I don't think it's for me. Same meaning, but much more comfortable to hear. Mistake 3. Always saying anything is fine. This is very common and very safe, but also not very helpful. When you say anything is fine, people don't know what you actually want, and over time, it can make conversations less meaningful. Instead, try something small. I'm okay with most things, but I'd prefer something quiet. Now you are still flexible, but also clear. Mistake 4. Trying to sound too perfect. Some learners focus too much on grammar. They think, if my sentence is not perfect, I shouldn't speak. So they pause, they hesitate, they stay silent. But real communication is not perfect. Even native speakers make mistakes. What matters is clarity, feeling, connection. For example, I really like this. It feels good. Simple sentence, not complex, but completely natural. Mistake 5. Ignoring tone and emotion. Sometimes the words are correct, but the feeling is missing. For example, I like it. If you say it with no emotion, it sounds cold. But if you say, I really like it, with a softer tone, it feels warm, human, real. So always remember, English is not just words. It's voice, it's rhythm, it's emotion. Mistake 6. Over-explaining. Some learners think, more words, better English. So they explain too much. For example, I do not particularly enjoy the experience of being in environments that are excessively crowded with a large number of individuals. This is too long, too heavy. Instead, just say, I don't like crowded places. Clear, natural, easy to understand, a gentle reminder. Mistakes are not something to fear. They are part of learning. Every mistake you notice is one step closer to sounding natural. So don't try to be perfect. Try to be real. A small practice. Say this slowly. I'm not really into that, but I can see why people like it. This sentence is powerful. It shows your opinion and your respect for others. Moving forward, when you reduce these small mistakes, your English becomes smoother, more relaxed, more confident, more you. Part 7. Finding your voice, confidence, and consistency. Now we arrive at something deeper. Not grammar, not vocabulary, not even pronunciation. Your voice. Because in the end, expressing likes and dislikes is not just about English. It's about knowing who you are and feeling comfortable enough to share it. Step 1. Your English doesn't have to be perfect. Let's be honest. You may still make mistakes. You may still pause sometimes. You may still search for words. And that's okay, because communication is not about perfection. It's about connection. If you can say, I really like this, or I'm not really into that, with honesty, people will understand you, and more importantly, they will feel you. Step 2. Confidence comes from repetition. Confidence is not something you wait for. It's something you build, slowly, by repeating simple sentences. I like this. I enjoy that. I'm not a big fan of this. I'd prefer something else. At first, it may feel unnatural, but over time, your voice becomes more stable, more natural, more confident. Step 3. Accept that not everyone will agree. This is important. When you express your likes and dislikes, not everyone will agree with you, and that's completely normal. You like quiet places. Someone else loves loud parties. You enjoy being alone. Someone else enjoys being around people. Different doesn't mean wrong. It just means human. Step 4. Speak for yourself, not for others. Sometimes learners say, people like this. Everyone enjoys that because it feels safer. But real communication is personal. Instead of saying, people like this, say, I like this. Simple change, but much more powerful, because now it's your voice. Step 5. Practice in small moments. You don't need a big conversation to practice. Start small. When you choose food, I feel like something light today. When you listen to music, I really enjoy this kind of sound. When someone asks your opinion, I think I prefer something simpler. These small moments are where real learning happens. A quiet realization. The more you express your likes and dislikes, the more you understand yourself. What makes you feel comfortable? What makes you feel uncomfortable? What gives you energy? What takes it away? And this awareness is more valuable than perfect English. A final practice. Say this slowly. I like what feels right for me, even if it's different from others. Pause. Breathe. Let the words settle, bringing everything together. You started with simple sentences. I like, I don't like, and now you can express preferences, feelings, boundaries, personality in a calm, natural, confident way. You are no longer just learning English. You are learning to express yourself, and that is the real goal. As we come to the end of this journey, take a moment and think about how you speak now. Maybe your sentences are still simple. Maybe your words are still not perfect. But something has changed. You are more aware. You notice what you like. You recognize what you don't. And most importantly, you're starting to say it. Not loudly, not aggressively, but clearly, calmly, honestly. And that is where real communication begins. Because language is not just about speaking correctly. It's about being understood. And being understood starts with being real. If this video helped you feel more confident, even just a little, then take one small step. Subscribe to the channel. Not because you have to, but because you want to keep improving. Slowly, naturally, every day. And if you can, leave a comment. Tell me one thing you truly like and one thing you don't. Keep it simple. Your voice matters, and I'd really like to hear it.